Facebook fam, YouTube fam, what's up? What's happening? This is another edition of Date Night Live. This is your boy Mar. But look, check this out. So what we're doing. Good evening, everybody. Look, check this out, everybody. Anytime you jump on the chat, let's jump in the chat and hit one when you come in. Tonight we got a great show. What I'm going to do first, like I always do, I always like to kind of recap. Also, I want to give everybody an open invitation for this show I have. It's called Date Night Slumber Party. So basically, date night slumber party is a way that we can actually get some women to come on with their girlfriends. They can come on and talk. Talk the things that women talk about. Relationships, dating, men, or whatever. And I also have a session of what we call Ask Mark. That Ask Mark is basically where any type of question that you may want to ask concerning relationships, concerning men or whatnot. So the Date Night Slumber Party is something I want to do. I want to get started. I believe that's a great open platform for friends to actually come on, to actually really kind of let loose, relax, and we just talk about all things dating. So here's what I'm gonna do before we start the actual show for the night. Tonight we're gonna talk about dating apps, right? We're gonna talk about all the dating apps, all the horror stories and whatnot. Anytime that we've actually had dating app stories, success. I'm gonna also bring on a special guest. Well, she's been on the show several times. She's late, y'all. She's late. Well, that's okay. We're going to call it for what it is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with some of these actual videos from the Date Night Summer Party. So I want to share a little bit about it with you, and then we can get back right into the actual show. So let's go ahead and check out some of these videos I got from the actual ladies from Date Night Summer Party. This is the first annual one. So let's go ahead and get it started. Everybody who's singing, raise your hand. From 1 to 10, how do you view dating? 10 being the best?
And I would say it was a 4.
Everything because you guys been knowing each other for a while, which is great.
She will take about 4 or 5 things and will judge a guy based off of that and be like, okay, he's a loser.
Do they just be open and to put stuff out there more?
Do you feel like she's judgmental too as well?
She can be too.
I don't be making stuff up.
Yeah.
I don't. Real strong in my. It's real. So when I see you coming, I be like deceitful.
But like I said,
dang,
it was instant. And just like they're saying, people say when you know, you know. I've never before, and when you know, you know.
So Key, how often you and your significant other date?
I would say we go out once every 2 weeks.
Nikita, when the last time you been on a date, Nikita?
Oh,
look at Key can't even hold herself. Key, what's all this?
I feel like men are intimidated to actually say something. So
men now are having like feminine energy, or they're not.
Speak up.
I wouldn't even go say feminine energy.
When was the last time you did something nice for yourself?
Okay, I do something nice for myself all the time. For myself. Yeah, I do something nice for myself all the time, but okay, and I'll say this. Only because when I'm thinking about it, I do something for myself nice every day.
It's a lot of the ladies, it's a lot of women. When you're in relationships, when you have kids, when you have family, we kind of tend to start to put ourselves on the back burner a little bit,
Yeah.
So that's something we have to work on as individuals and making sure, we still come first. We look for our men to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, we play that role and we come first, but we start to lack a little bit. You get a little lost in the sauce sometimes,
because it's really a cycle, y'all, to be honest with you. It's supposed to be a cycle. When you pour and dump, somebody should be, so it balances itself out. You know what I mean? It should be like, I pour into you and they pour back into you. You know what I'm saying? So if that doesn't happen as more frequent, that's when you do something nice for yourself, right? Because that's
actually nurturers, So,
you got to nurture yourself.
Thing that's and it's hard, you know.
All right, so check it. So look, check this. I want to just definitely show a couple of clips from that. But here's the catch. So if y'all notice the first two actual scenes, the ladies were kind of like, you go from introduction to I wonder what this guy's getting ready to say. And then next thing you know, it went from okay, we're a little bit like nice. He's actually, he's actually not putting us up under the gun. And then guess what? 2 hours and about I don't know how many sips these ladies took that night, but guess what? We're going to show how the transformation actually started during the third phase. Okay, so check it.
Really a 21-year-old and you 50 something, what kind of conversations is y'all having? Like, me to come over here, I would get with a zaddy, you know. I could go up to 60, you know. We go whoa,
ladies. Y'all sex drive do go up, correct?
I mean, it fluctuates. It goes up and down, you know. Like, what the fuck? We can't even do it, and then you got the audacity.
But I don't want no mean.
Let's just call it off. I could go have a V8. I'll be fine. Okay, you know, massage my shoulders. There's other things you can do.
As long as
damn. Okay, well, yeah, it used to be a motorcycle. So you got a motorcycle seat, then, huh? Is that what you said?
Like that, and you don't even give a shit about what you have going on. Oh, I got this ED. I'll get you next week, though. Like,
girl, you was strong on that ED.
Yeah.
Girl, it's not serious. You know, she's the nurse of our group, so you know she be serious about those health conditions for real.
That cheeseburger dick is no good.
What y'all be looking up, be talking about, so baby, you just ate some neck bones, didn't you? All right. I wanted to kind of go over those clips. I think the date night summer party is definitely something that I would like to actually have some women to actually come on. You look, I promise you, I'll take it real easy. I'll take it real easy on you, okay? We want to have fun. I want to start this new concept. I want to bring it to the world. I want to make sure that everybody has a slumber party with me. So if you know any friends, two or more, one night when all the ladies get together, guys, come sit down, come talk to your boy. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about, you know, the things that you're concerned about when it comes to dating and or relationships. Now, this does not just go for single women. This particular show will be also for women that are actually in relationships and or dating. You can actually find out a little bit more because dating goes more so than just you know, relationships. You got to date when you're married. You got to date when you're in relationships, and you got to also make sure that that you keep it fresh with the actual person that you're with. So, date night slumber party, is that something I want to kick off? What's going on, Miss Joy? What's going on with everybody that's in the chat? I see you in there. Evening, Miss Pink Couture, everybody else, and Tithias the God. He's in here. Shout out to everybody that's in here. So guess what? So tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about dating apps, right? So it looks like the person who brought this to my attention has finally came to the forefront. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in so we can get this party started. All right, date night slumber party. Please, I would like to keep this thing going. Hit me up in the inbox. Hit me on Instagram. Date Night Online TV. Hit me on Facebook. Mark Weaver. Hit me on wherever you can find me. Hit me so we can go ahead and get that thing started. So now let's go ahead and get my guest in. We're going to talk about all things dating app. Miss T. Marie Johnson, the late one. What's happening? What's up? This is a live show, y'all. So ain't no cutting, no nothing. It is what it is.
You said, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. What's going on? Hey everybody.
What's going on, T. Marie? So look, check this out. So check this out. T. Marie, tell everybody a little bit about what you do. So before we start, what is it that you do? What do you offer? And you know, a little bit about yourself.
Hey you guys, I am T. Marie, Katrina Marie, as some of you know, T. Marie, just depending on however you feel. That's who I am. I am a dating coach. First of all, relationship advocate, owner of Love and Lifestyle magazine. All things dating, all things preparing you to get yourself ready to date. That's what I'm doing. I can help you find the love of your life if you're actually ready to do so. Okay. And I had to hit Mark up about this, man. I was like, Mark, we got a conversation we got to have.
Right.
Nothing that I talk about is nothing that I have not experienced myself or I haven't taken myself through in order to give this information to my clients and the people that I talk to. So online dating has evolved, it has changed, and not all for the better, but there's still good ways to navigate. So I told Marcus, look, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about it.
And you know what? So, funny thing about it, I was going to take a break. I'm going to be honest with you. Hey, I'm going to say this right here. I'm going to go ahead and pop my collar. Well, I ain't got no collar on, but you know what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and pop my shit. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for about a year, and we've been going in hard. When I say we, I got somebody behind the cameras that's actually happening. It's just not me. But look, check it. We've been on for a year. We got so many videos, so many things I need to break down. I want to break down some videos for y'all. So I was just going to chill out, not do a whole lot. But you know what? She hit me up with this particular idea. I said, you know what? It's a good time to introduce for the people today. So guess what? My day off is your day on. So look,
thanks so much. I appreciate the time, sir. Thanks so much.
Now, this is for everybody. I think it's a great time. Actually, it's a great time for something like this. So T. Marie, tell me what is it that you found when it comes to dating apps? Like, what are some of the things you find that is actually the issue with it, and some pros and cons of it?
So I've always been a big advocate of dating apps. And in my book, No More Boyfriends, I actually have this thing called the first 48 when it comes to dating. I believe that if you meet someone online, you should definitely go ahead and connect with them within the first 48 hours so that you can have the opportunity to put your eyes on them and not waste your time. Conversation creates connections just as well as being in somebody's space. And this is how a lot of people get catfished. You know what I'm saying? Mm. But it has also evolved into a place where a lot of people can hide their true intentions, right? And it's been flooded with people who are really not there for actual connections the way some other people are. So you could be an intentional dater and then you get up and you meet with somebody who's not an intentional dater. And so now you've been out with this person, got to know this person, and then you find out, or, that you guys are not on the same page. And so I'm starting to find people who are getting discouraged with online dating. And I was like, you know what? We need to talk about how to navigate through this new era of dating online.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. For a moment, let's take our minds off of what's wrong with the actual app or the people that's on the app. Let's definitely start with, what are you doing to do the proper homework so you don't make sure that is a waste of time and a waste of your money, right? So one good thing is that let's start from the beginning, right? If you are investing any $1, a quarter, a penny, let's be honest, you pay for what you get. Let's start there, right? Free apps is you're going to have all kinds of stuff going on, right?
Right.
You pay the best for your bags. You pay the best for your shoes. You pay the best for your clothes. You pay for the best in the things that you really, really want. So if you really, really want a actual relationship, or you're looking for relationships on dating app, invest the money. What do you think about that, Tim Marie?
I absolutely agree, Mark. You have to. I think we have begin to believe that love is something we're just going to fall into. We keep talking about that, right? And then this dating, when you're using dating apps to find those options, you're absolutely right. If you're doing anything that's free or has little to no investment, you're going to get just that. And you're going to find yourself having to dig through more muck and more of that pool that you do not want to have to do. And it causes you to get frustrated because you feel like you're just not getting the type of people that you want. And oftentimes you're not, because dating apps have algorithms as well. So if you've paid this amount of money or little to no money, then you're going to get that whole group of people who have also paid little to no money. And most of the times, people who pay little to no money really aren't doing real investments. They're just trying to see what they can get in there and catch for free. Anything that you want, you will invest in. Just like you say, your bags, your shoes, your cars. You have to understand too, now in this day and age, you also have to invest in finding the right person, which includes the dating app, it includes a dating coach, it includes matchmakers. So if you're willing to go ahead and invest money in those things who have no return, why would you not do the same thing, invest in something that actually has a return?
Absolutely. You pay again. You pay for what you get. Also,
Yes.
in the chat, anybody that's used a dating app within the last, let's say, year and a half, put a one up, and then also give me a story of that particular interaction. Well, you know what? I'll definitely say that I haven't been on. Okay, so last time I've been on a dating app was probably I did. I kind of looked at Facebook dating a little bit after I divorced,
Yeah.
but it was kind of light. But I can definitely tell you that I was probably on. I was probably more so on dating apps, say around 2010.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute since I've actually been on those apps. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest on one side of it. During that particular time, especially being that particular age, I would definitely say that to me it was just like ordering pizza. I'm being honest, right? It's almost like okay, let me get a big ass.
Yeah.
Okay, I want
Right.
light skin.
Yeah.
I want some titties. You know what I mean? And
Oh my
then
God.
send, right? And then it pops up, right?
Right.
So for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this doesn't mean for everybody. I'm just looking from a male's perspective. And Timur, you can also tell me your experience too as well. But I'll say this honestly, most of the women, not all, most of the women really made it easy for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. We had minimum conversation. It was one date, maybe two, come to the house. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna be honest. Like from a guy's perspective, that's what my experience was during that particular time. What about yourself? What was on the other end of that you actually ran into? And tell us a little bit about your story on that, team.
Well, in the beginning, when I was on dating apps, and I've been on off and on dating apps for quite some time. I can't remember when the very first time I got on there, honey. It
Right.
could be MySpace. Remember MySpace, y'all?
Yeah.
Back
It
in
was
the
Black
day.
Planet for me.
Oh my God! Don't forget Black Planet. Okay.
Right. Right.
So, but evolving into where it became just like a dating space. Um, Anything more prior pandemic, I found myself being able to weed out, and find some decent people because, people were actually there a lot of times, not every, to actually find somebody, at least more people than there were now. So I didn't have really bad dating experiences, but I'm gonna tell you why I didn't either. I didn't waste a lot of time. I knew what I was going on there for, right? And if it
Right.
didn't look like what I was going on there for, I just let it go. I didn't go on there looking and hoping that something was going to stick. I went there knowing what it was that I was looking for, and if it didn't look like that, then I just didn't deal with it. But a lot of people on the apps, just like you said, you going and like you said, going on there looking for superficial things,
Right.
6'6", brown skin, gold tee, all of that different stuff. And then they look at, somebody had a nice car because men would, if they had a nice car, they'd be on there with the pictures, with them with their cars and all that. So you
Right.
had to go on a dating app beyond something that was superficial, which meant you have to actually take your time to get to know this person, which goes back to the whole first 48 thing, meeting somebody within the first 48 hours so you can sit there and get a vibe and actually see them for who they are. But I think right now, everybody's on a dating app. And with everybody being on a dating app, and then with the combination of all these different podcasts and different things of this new energy that's outside now while we're dating, you're definitely having to go through more muck than you used to have to go through. And it's
Right.
exhausting. I'm finding people getting exhausting. Had gotten exhausted at one time, and I was just like, there's a different way that you have to approach dating, being on dating apps now than you did prior, when people first actually was there for intentional reasons. for the most
Right.
part.
Right, absolutely. And I think that I guess I started to point off and say doing your homework, right? Doing your homework is not just looking at pictures, right?
Right.
I think dating apps are not, right? There should be a golden rule that let's not be so quick and so eager to meet somebody off the top, right? The eagerness allows you not to see a whole lot of things, right? Guess what? If you've been waiting long, you can wait just a little bit longer,
Yeah.
right? If you've
Yes.
been waiting long to find that person for you, then guess what? You can wait a little bit longer. And what I mean by wait a little bit longer, when you actually are on these apps, have conversation. The art of conversation is gone, right?
Absolutely.
The art of conversation is gone, right? And so I would probably say one of the key things in conversation, if you talk to a person long enough, they're gonna show who they are.
Yeah.
And then for guys that's on this app, ladies, here's a pointer. For guys that's on this app, if they're rushing to meet you right there, that's a flag. That's a flag. What I would probably say is have a conversation, have in your own mind some length of time to say, hey, okay, this guy has made it to the next stage. And I think, and you can talk about this too, T. Marie, I think sometimes the eagerness of meeting someone can actually blind you for who you are actually or maybe looking for, right? Too eager to get into a relationship. Go, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, so I'm agreeing with you on that. If you're eager, right, to get into a relationship, if you're lonely and you're getting into relationships to try to fill a void, that is absolutely the most wrong time to
Right.
start looking for somebody, because you will compromise a whole lot of things based on the fact that you want to just have somebody fill that space. When you start to feel eager about trying to have somebody fill space, you need to go back and revisit the things that you need to feel within yourself. You need to get
Mhm.
active with some things you like to do. You need to go outside. I do believe you definitely need to go outside, and it's okay to meet some people, but just on some friendship levels. We need to learn how to start at a base of friendship. We
Right.
keep thinking that we're supposed to start with the base of relationship. Even when dating, you're dating a person that you could be friends with. So you have to understand that starting wherever you're starting from, you need to look at this person and see if this is somebody you would be friends with. But if you're
Right.
lonely, you're eager, and you just need to have somebody to be with, that is the wrong time to start dating. You need to find some things to satisfy and settle yourself first. Get
Mhm.
your get your standards in order, get the things that you're actually looking for in order before you go outside. So Mark, you're absolutely right about that. That's the wrong time.
Right, right, right. So tip one would be, I'll say this: don't find a date. Let's find a friend.
Find
Find
a
a friend.
friend.
Find a
Very good.
friend.
Yes.
Find a friend. Right. Find a friend, because if you find a friend. Okay, so how do we identify a friend? Right. Let's just say that. How do we identify a friend?
I like
So
that
we
question.
will identify a friend like most of our friends. A friend is going to want to invest in what it is that you like and what it is you don't like. A friend is going to
Right.
be invested in the things you would like to go in your life. A friend wants to know information. A friend wants to know more about you rather than themselves. The one who talks the most loses, right? One who
Right.
talks the most loses. A lot of times with women, and T. Marie, you can definitely speak on this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Okay, so conversations and meetings should be like tennis, right? Like serve and volley, serve and volley. Now, if you're serving and ain't nobody volleying anything back,
Right.
back to you, they're gathering intel. They're
Exactly.
gathering intel. They're finding that crease, right? Because in the man's mind on that dating app, they see women actually on that app. In their mind, they're looking at, this is a woman from a sense of desperation. I'm going to try
Right.
to figure it out. And guess what? When I figure out, I'm going to use that tool to for me to take advantage of the situation. So guess what? Let's play table tennis with these conversations, right? Because one who talks the most loses. And ladies, you need to have him talking, because your intuition and everything that comes along with you will be able to give you in more context of who you're dealing
Right.
with. What do you think about that, T. Marie? What do you think about that?
Agreed. 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 Right. You need to stop talking so much. right?
Right.
We as women want to give you everything about us so you'll know that we are a good fit. It's kind of like we have these qualifying conversations. And the qualifying conversations are those conversations that you're telling a person who you are, what you do, what you like, and you're laying out your resume and not allowing the person to tell you about themselves. And that's coming from a place, again, from what we're hearing on social media and how it's going, where men are trying to qualify you. Well, are you worth this? Or are you worth that? You know what I'm talking about? So now women are more trying to lay out their resume, or feel like they have to lay out their resume, like, and say and prove to men, I'm not like what you're seeing outside. This is who I am, and I am different. And although you may have a dope resume, there's no reason for you to lay out your complete resume. You have to remember, he's also has a resume that he needs to be laying out as well. And
Right.
if you haven't heard anything qualifying from him, then you need to stop, take a breath, and be like, okay, sir, so tell me about you. Because what he's done is exactly like Mark said, gather all the information. If he's
Gather
any
information.
type of, to be able to infiltrate your space, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to review some of these comments before they get out. So, okay, here go Miss Francis. Hey, Miss Francis. It's trash now. It's full of married and homeless men, also men in prison. You know what? What do you call them? The hobosexuals? We talk about the
Homosexual.
hobosexuals. You will probably find more hobosexuals on there than more than anything, right? They're looking for a place to stay,
It's
right?
so funny that how many people don't have a place to stay, and you find out they
Right.
staying with a roommate, or don't have this or that, or whatever that is, because that being behind that camera allows them to portray whatever lifestyle they want to put out there. And when a person doesn't want to meet you, now, Mark, I remember you saying you think there's a certain point where it can be too fast. I
Right.
don't think it can be too fast, because
Right.
it would be just the same as if you met somebody outside. I think you need to get in a person's space as soon as possible, because we have to understand, again, conversation also creates intimacy. That's how people get
Okay.
catfish. So you need to
Right.
get into their space and get their energy, because their energy is a true thing, and find out how their vibe, and see their face, see how they move, and see what type of excuses, if any, what they're saying about how they got there, or
Mhm.
whatever that thing looks like. But you definitely need to get in their face um
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it. I'm gonna give just slight pushback. This coming from a man's perspective, right? I'll just say this: yes, you want to get into their face as soon as possible, but I just don't think enough conversation is given on the front end, right? I think those conversations need a little bit more okay, I meet you today. I talked to you a couple times. Let's go out, or let's say this. Okay, let's say this. Let's base it upon the conversation level, right? If you guys are probably let's say 1 or 2 days where you guys are in depth into a conversation, you're laughing, you're feeling comfortable with the situation, then go. Now, I would probably say if you still got questions, dig a little bit more, and then yes, get in front of the actual person, because we got to catch the vibe. The vibe is definitely important, because again, I think from what I've heard, most women say that the most stimulating part is a good conversation. You can have the best looking guy, but the worst conversation already gonna throw you off, right? So I think that fine. I would just say to a certain degree, yes, you do want to get in front of them, but I think that there has to be some type of meaningful conversation before that. How about that?
Well, it
Meaningful
definitely well.
conversation.
If you're outside dating intentionally, or whatever you're doing, your conversation should be meaningful. What is this tic tac conversation that we're having as
Okay.
adults? You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? What am I doing
Right.
talking to you, hey, hi, and bye for 2 days? Like what?
Right.
That's a waste of time. That means I really don't have genuine interest in you.
Tris,
For
thank
a
you.
person that I like, I'm going to talk to you and find out some things about you. So if
Right.
you don't want to get in their face in 48 hours, which I still agree that you should, maybe 72, at least get on a FaceTime. Again,
FaceTime.
you don't want to give
Right.
people the opportunity to hide too much.
There you
And
go.
unfortunately, we're in a time that people can hide too much, you can again create intimacy in this conversation, because the gift of gab is real. Okay, let's be clear. The gift of gab is real. And now you've fallen for all this conversation and all these things, but you still haven't gotten in front of a person, seen the person, see what they do. You just haven't. So you need to, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself wasting some time, possibly because you didn't take the time to get in front of the person.
Right. You know, I like this right here. I think with the technology, I think conversation and look, a few FaceTimes or some sort of video chat is required before I leave my house. Absolutely. I mean, I think because the catfish is real.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. It is.
Ladies, women are the biggest catfishers. I always say that. I'm gonna be honest. You guys are the biggest catfishers.
Catfishing and hat fishing. Trust me.
Right.
Yeah, all of that.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. But you got listen, the makeup on the first meet or the makeup in videos and the angles really get us, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right.
Baby, angles, listen, I know mine.
Angles. Right. Angles. And for what I found, women take, I don't know what men do. I don't pay attention to men. That's why I say women. And I'm only guessing.
Yeah.
Before y'all, that one picture y'all put out, I'm sure y'all done took about 3 or 4.
Yeah. Very seldom is it the first shot. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. First shot is always a test shot, trying to see and get the right note. Very seldom is it just the first shot.
Yeah. The first shot is always so if you're taking all these shots, guess what? If you don't like it, possibly not all cases, because I know people are critical on themselves.
Yes.
Won't be aren't the best shot. But I definitely wanted to say, okay, 1000% friends first. I definitely want to hear that. 1000% friends first. Make sure we like each other. That's definitely key. There's another one I saw that was very interesting. Oh yeah, this right here. I want to test this because I think this right here is also something that can be definitely. Someone said it was about being nervous. Oh, here we go. Boom. I want to venture into dating apps, but I'm a little nervous. I want to touch on that, right?
Yes, I think there's some definite things you need to do in order to be successful on dating apps, for sure.
Right. And the nervous thing, here's the thing, right? Your confidence should exude the whole conversation, right?
Right.
The nervousness sometimes can actually not allow you to see what's in front of you, right? Your nerves are all over the place, and he might, he or she might be this, they're out to get me, and you might be missing some good important information, right?
Right.
So I think that definitely needs to be some type of I'm actually doing chats too as well.
Yeah.
You definitely have to be confident in yourself, because confidence shows, right?
Yeah, absolutely, it does.
You can't be a sheep a bunch around a whole bunch of wolves. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, you have, and that, again, when I'm talking about doing anything, everything initiates from you, and before you get outside, before you start meeting people. So I wanted to know, in that nervousness, are you talking about you're nervous about how you will be portrayed, or are you nervous about the type of people that you're going to meet? Because either way, it's all going to start with the mindset. Okay, you have to believe and understand that everything that you do starts from your thoughts and your words. So if you believe you're going to meet all these type of ridiculous, scamming, whatever type of men, you absolutely will, right? But if you believe you're going to meet some dope men, some men that you are looking for, you will meet those too. And even if you're not meeting them immediately, what happens is you create a core or a sense that knows how to weed out those type of people. So you have to do everything in confidence and everything knowing that you're going to get the results that you want. And that starts before you even begin to entertain anyone. So that work that I tell people that you have to do before you go outside, that's pre-work. But that pre-work has to be done. That whatever those things are before you get outside, because men smell when you're insecure.
Absolutely.
Men smell when you're overcompensating. Same as women with men. We're talking about women, but the same thing. Women smell when you're overcompensating, when you're trying to do too much. They smell a victim. Okay. So you're going to encounter, unfortunately, all types, good, bad, and ugly when you're dating online or even outside. You have to be built up enough to know that, oh, that's a no. Let me shift. Okay. And learn to shift beyond your eyes, because your eyes will keep you in places that your spirit is like, get the hell up out of there. Okay. Go lead with your spirit and not your eyes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna say this again, especially for those who just came in. I'm just speaking from the male's perspective. Um, dating apps, dating apps are definitely used for sexual pleasures. It's a lot of it's. Are there some guys on there that are definitely looking? Yes. Is it easier? Just my experience and from what I hear from guys, this is guys that's been on apps. Those conversations, those locker room conversations that I've had. There are certain apps, I won't mention none of them, that guys have these conversations about which ones are the easiest, right? Which ones are the easiest. Now we all know, right, being an adult, right, about this situation, we all know that sometimes, again, like I say, desperation is real. We can smell it. We can smell it. And I definitely want to repeat it before we move on and say this: take your damn time. If you're on these apps, right? Spend the money again. Spend the money. Take your time. Also, check yourself, right? Check yourself. See where you are before you get on these dating apps, right? Because don't get into the actual pool of the ones that are confused, don't know what they really want, etc. There are few things that you know that you need, and there are certain things that you know that you don't want, right? And that you don't need. Before you step into any arena, whether it be dating apps, whether it be out on the club or whatever you go to, lounges, events, you have to understand those things first in order for you to even see it, right? You have to create that mindset so that you're not attracting that particular thing. And so, what do you think about that? What do you think about the mindset before you start on these dating apps, Stephen?
Okay. Of course, before I do the mindset, I do want to say I want to go back and revisit this what you just said when you're talking about certain dating apps, and we won't say names about them, but this is what I will say. What I will say is that there's a few that we all kind of know, so I won't mention them, right? But what I will say is free is always just that, free. Anything you get for free, you have to work harder with getting the quality out of it. So if you're going into any of these things looking for a quality man or woman, a person that got on there for free and that's all they want to do is be free is not necessarily looking for anything that's solid. I'm not saying not all the time, but if you're not willing to invest in that, then you're going to have to go through a puddle of men or women before you can get to one of those actual real ones, because people actually invest in these types of dating apps because they want results. And anybody who's willing to invest in this, then they're there for the right reasons most of the time. But people who are just looking for hookups, they're not paying for hookups. Not when they can get on this app for free and find somebody and run game on and get what they came to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's just easier. It's I'm not going to say easier. It just makes more sense. So your odds are better when you're willing to invest on paying, investing in being on a good dating app. Because again, I will tell you, those dating apps have algorithms as well, and they know if you paid and they know if you didn't pay, and they do group those type of people in the same pools. Okay. As far as the mindset, Mark, again, you're 100% right. The way you think when you get out there is going to be the way you are portrayed. It will show up in your walk. It will show up in your talk, and it's going to come out of your mouth. And as soon as whoever hears it, they're making a decision on how they're going to deal with you. Okay. Right off the top. So make sure that you are confident in not only knowing, but understanding what it is that you're looking for and not wavering from that thing. Okay.
Right. Right.
I'm dating intentionally. If I read a profile that says I don't know what my dating goals are, I'm not swiping left on you. You don't know what your dating goals are. I know what my dating goals are. Why would I waste time trying to convince you or find out what your dating goals are? Too many times we waste time in the wrong spaces. Why? Because they fine, because they look away or they carry themselves away. And I'm interested just because based on how they look, not with what they just said and told me in my face that they don't know what they're looking for. And
Right.
I, as an intentional person, swipe right on them. I set myself up for that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said before, I'm gonna say this again, and I hope everyone realize it's like ordering pizza. Dating apps are like ordering pizza. I promise you. And look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the value, right? It's amazing that we spend money on, and I'm gonna preface this by saying this, right? We spend money on the best of everything in our lives, right?
Right.
So why would we spend the least on the thing that's most important, right? If you feel like companionship is important, guess what? Spend whatever you. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's say this. Whatever you think your value is, that's what you spend it on.
Ooh, I like that. It's good
Whatever
right
you
there.
think your value is, that's what you spend it on. So if you spend it on a free and you think your time is free, look at the results. I
That's what
hear a
you're
lot
gonna
of
do.
people, right? I hear people say, "Well, this dating apps and this stuff like that." Okay, don't get mad at those people. You have okay. So guess what? We all know that out here in this world, everybody has their own agenda. There's certain pools for certain people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you for those who don't know. Okay, so here's my experience when it comes to dating, right? And I'm gonna give you the two ends of it, right? Okay, so there's one end, right? You got the ones that have free, right, and to little services. Okay, you have that right there. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. There is a different tier of particular men and women that actually spend big dollars, right?
That's
Those are the
right.
ones that's serious, right?
That's
Okay,
right. Absolutely.
right. So real quick, I was on a dating reality show, and I didn't understand the world of why these people would spend this amount of money to be matched with a certain person, right?
Mm.
But I understood the mindset of each individual was they were very, very serious. The minimum I saw on that particular, the value they saw was them to spend anywhere between 5 to 15 to 30,000 to find someone, right?
That's right. That's
Because
right.
they wanted someone to say, you know what, wherever I am in life, right, wherever I'm in life, obviously there's a disconnection. There's a disconnection in what am I doing to find the perfect mate for me, right?
Mhm.
And so they had specialists such as T. Marie. They had specialists that they would actually literally pay and say, you know what? The process was here I am. These are some of the things that's going on with me. And then that particular dating coach would say, okay, you are and you are not ready. And a lot of times people
Correct.
don't even discover that if they're ready or not, right? So I've seen situations in that particular instance through my experience where that they would either turn a person around and say, you need to go see a psychologist. You need to go see a type of person before you come see me and find yourself in dating. And a lot of these people didn't realize that they were at that particular space when they were dating, right? So let's just say, for instance, those that were straight, right? And I'm walking through the process because these are some of the things that Team Marie can help you find for
Yeah.
a fee, and also find this fee, date night online. But the shameless plug.
Right.
So check it. So check it. So then it would go from that to, okay, what do you like, should dislike, and you sorting out everything. And sometimes people would discover certain things about themselves, and they would discover more things about it. So boom, then you go to the next level, which is the pool of guys. So those who spent that money, yeah, both pools that were spend a particular type of money, they were serious, and then they would go on their dating actual situations. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
success rate was very, very high when you actually hire somebody it was like 70% of people were matched to their perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens after that, there's nothing we can do about that. But my point is that I want to walk you guys through that because I've seen the people that have actually said, I want more for my life. I'm going to spend more for my life. I'm going to get in the arena with people that have the like mind. I'm not saying everybody should pay that type of money, but what I'm saying to you is that this is not a pitch to spend your money on it. I'm just letting you know that there's another world where people actually spend this particular money that are actually matched with like-minded people.
Right.
Go ahead and talk about that industry for us too as well, T. Marie, how that works.
Well, you broke it down perfectly about exactly how the steps are. You broke it down perfectly. As a coach, if I take you on as a client, and trust me, I'm choosing you too, because it has a lot to do with where your mindset is. My first thing that we address is you. My first couple of sessions is about you, right? To discover if you're actually ready. I have to find out, where you've been, what type of relationships have you had, type of relationships have you seen, what experiences have you had to make you feel the way you feel. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the crazy part is a lot of people are walking around with hurt, disappointments, and other things, and still trying to find a relationship. And you do have to reference that person back to a counselor. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I'm a coach. You have to come in all ready to stretch, right? Ready, prepared to play the game, actually have some experience so I can show you. If you're not ready, if you don't have the skill set or you don't have the mindset, you do have to go back and talk with this therapist, because now they have to walk you through your mindset, the things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a point beyond me. But when you can get to me, okay, now we're talking about what you're looking for, just like you said. The crazy part is other cultures of people are so much more willing to make that investment than our culture of people, because we don't understand the real value of relationships. We have dumbed them down to superficial things, to the fact that who's 50-50, who got this, who got that, and all of that superficial. And we have forgotten to understand what coupling and real coupling means for each other, mentally, physically, and emotionally. We've forgotten about the team part. We've forgotten that they reproduce better. We've forgotten that we were created to be in situations with someone. But because of the things that we hear or something that we've been through, or and a lot of the podcasts that we internalize, we think that it's only based on something that you can give me and I can give you. And so we don't know the actual value of relationship. And because you don't know the value, when you don't know the value of something, you're not willing to invest in it.
Right. So check this out. Not only is this a dating show, we're also done our first matchmaking, because we have a actual comment from Mr. Atlanta. Mark, we would tell Katrina Marie she can have my wallet. I'm gonna spend it all on her.
Fred, get on my. You know what? I'm gonna kick Fred. Fred is always stuck, but he's a great dude. I love him to the moon. He is so funny. But there's just certain people out there, and I know he's being funny, but there's really, honestly, y'all, there are men and women who know the value of relationships and are willing to invest in them. Right? They know it. But there's people who don't. You don't waste time on people who don't. Too many times we're trying to change people's mind, get them to see how we think, get them to feel how we feel because we want to be with that person. That is not your job. It is not your job to coach somebody into trying to love you. Your job is to find someone who understands what that looks like already and connect with that person on a level so you can do some life together.
Right. So let's say this: find yourself before you try to find somebody else.
Absolutely.
I think sometimes we try to find somebody else before we try to find ourselves, right?
Yep.
I think the moment that you are whole within yourself, can't nobody get past you. Ain't no dating apps, no
correct
face-to-face conversations. Nothing can get past you when you own your shit.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, right? And I like this comment right here by Miss White. She said, we were created to evolve in love.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
Everybody wants a companion, right? At some point, some type of companion. I don't give a damn if it's a dog, right? But dogs can't talk back tell you, and dogs ain't gonna make you feel good when you need to feel good either. So
Right.
that's a whole nother thing. But so everybody needs a companion, right? So the situation that you're currently in is not because of someone else. We got to stop, and this all the way across the board dating. I want to touch something in a second, but I want to say this. The vibe of dating all the way across the board is so much of the blame game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's blaming everybody. I would guarantee you this, right? If and that, let's just say 90% or 80% of the people that's single. If 80% of the people that are single would just only focus on themselves, understanding what they want, stop painting the finger or pointing the finger, then all of this would change, right? There's no reflection amongst everybody else. Everybody wants to blame the dating apps. Everybody wants to blame the dating scene. Everybody wants to blame blah, 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 blah. And guess what? And I'm going to say this too, and I'm going to stand on this part, right? Here's the thing. I've said this before, and I'm keep saying it every time I get on. I'm going to say this. Here's the problem. The issue is that the vibe is real. The vibe is only real because we make it real, right? And how do we make it real? By feeding into it. How do we feed into it, Mark? We feed into it because we invest our times on drama on social media, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Listen, the only reason why that we know what's going on is because somebody's feeding the monster. It is so disturbing to me when people say all this stuff is wrong with dating, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens is they go out and post it on their own web. Like, why would you post some drama about somebody else's drama when you're trying to escape drama, but you're posting drama? Like, that's energy. That's recycle energy.
It's recycle energy.
You know, it shows like this. It shows like what Timmy Reed does. It's other shows that's so popular out here. If we flood those, share those particular platforms, all those other platforms would go away. What you think about that particular point, T. Marie?
Yeah, we are so driven to toxicity right now. We are so driven to drama, and it has been fed from all the reality and all the things. The most shows that get the most views are those filled with drama. They create drama, right? We do not cultivate or promote healing in any type of way because there is no money in the healing process. Okay, let's just be honest. There is no fame in it. There's no fortune in it. There's none of that. And so when you get people out here like us who are trying to create and heal, it's much harder, not impossible, but much harder because people want to be fed. They want their toxicity fed. They don't want themselves healed. They want to feed the monster that's within them, because what that does is it some way confirms their thought process instead of defining their thought process. What defies their thought process is accountability. That's why people do not take accountability, because now I have to look at me. See, the drama allows me to look at you and anybody else that's outside and blame them for the actions that I'm getting, right? And so the outside source, so I can always do the outside source. If I happen to look at me and say I'm the problem, I have to deal with me and find out, oh, I'm actually the one that's causing me not to get the results that I'm getting. How much harder is it to look at yourself and be like, you're the problem?
Right.
That's hard, and a lot of people do not want to do that. It's a lot. It takes a lot of adulting to look at yourself and be like, I'm really the fucking problem.
Right. I like this. Good point. You can expect the other half of the relationship to make you happy. You got to get your happiness on. You got to get happy on your own. Absolutely. And the reason why we're kind of talking about this, it ties into the way that you attack social media. It ties into how you attack relationships, and it also ties into how you attack dating apps, right? It all goes together. All this kind of ties into one bow to make you realize that, you know, we can't blame an app. We can only blame ourselves, and we can, and even if there's a self-reflection in some of the things that we join in on, which we talked about, right? Again, environment is key. So let me ask you a question. Let me see this. Social media is scripted, delusional, false narratives, and confusion, especially when you're seeking answers for direction of what a true love, dating, and marriage looks like. Absolutely.
And let me,
Absolutely.
before you get there, hold your question. Don't forget what you're gonna say, because I would forget if it was me. And let me tell you how you
Yeah.
can do that. The more stuff you look at, remember, the more stuff you look at and like is the more stuff that comes on your social media. So if
Mhm.
you're getting all the negative things on your social media, that's because you're entertaining and liking all the negative things on your social media, or you're sharing them. And so it only feeds what you look like. Look what you look at. So if you
Mhm.
entertain it for 15 seconds, pretty much your next post when you scroll is going to be another one that's similar to the one that you took 15 to 20 seconds
Mhm.
to look at. So what you have to do to change those, because there's plenty of content like we do that's
Right.
out there, but because you don't like those, or you don't spend 15 to
Share
20
it.
seconds on those, or you don't
Oh
share it,
man.
then you're not going to see that. And so then you'll be the one that's talking about, oh, everybody's negative, da, da, da. Yes, because now you have gotten into the negative. Your algorithm has solved that this is what you like, and it continues to feed you what you like and what you entertain.
And you know what's so funny? Like everybody that's watching, I definitely appreciate. I see the numbers, and but I'm gonna tell you this: what pushes these informations out, this type of information out, is a simple like, share, comment.
Right.
One of those to push some of this stuff out, because I truly believe that all this will change if we just, just kind of redirect our energy. Now, one of the things though, I definitely want to kind of cover real quick, because just to because I like to cover all bases. I don't like to give a nigga nothing to say. Well, okay. So look, so check this out. Us both being single. Let's just go ahead and say this, right? Let's go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
just put it out there. Someone say, "Well, you're a dating coach and you're single," or Mark, you have this about dating and you're not dating or whatever, right? Listen, here's the thing. Let me address that. Listen, you're the best. Here's the thing. I'm not even going to say, people always say it's by choice, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
right now, I choose to continue to build my empire. Right now, I choose to continue to build me. I continue to also surround myself around people that have like minds. And I can definitely say that I can see better doing my dating, but as far as being where I want to be, now there is a person I do have my eye on, but with that being said, I am also smart enough to know that there's still some self work, and when I put on my platform, it is an open platform. And I'm going to tell y'all this: the more and more I get on this, the more and more I get in these comments, the more and more I get these guests on here, I'm actually learning, and it's a building block for me, right? So wherever I decide to go, or however I decide to go, or whenever I decide to go there, guess what? It's going to be because of you guys. I'm going to be honest with you, because the more and more I talk to women, the more and more I get a better understanding. I understand how patience is important. I understand how communication is important. I understand all those things. So throughout my process of actually going to the next phase outside of the dating phase would be finding someone that I can court, so I can possibly see whatever's next. So I want to go ahead and address that part, because I am following the process, right? And I think we
Right.
all should have a process and understand where we are, and not try to have somebody to make us whole. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I want to touch on that.
And let me touch on my end as well.
Right,
As a coach,
right,
coaches help players get better, right?
right.
We've done the game, we've studied the game, we've learned the game. Just like any coach that's coaching any other sport, we played the sport, we've experienced the sport, and we've studied the sport to help other people get better.
Get better.
That doesn't mean that we aren't able to play the sport too. It just means that we have conditioned ourselves in order to help you be a better player. Now,
Mhm.
when it comes to why I'm not in a relationship, it is because I'm very intentional. I won't sit up here and say it's by choice. It's actually by default, because
By
I
default.
really would, I prefer, and I'm not even prefer, I'm going to be in the right type of relationship. And because I have garnered the skills from having a failed marriage, and and being divorced, because I've garnered it from having a long relationships and study. I've garnered it from being a fiance. I've gathered a lot of stuff, not only life experiences. I've studied it, the psychology of it, and so I know better too. If you understand that part, you also know that once you set yourself up to know better, you do
You do
better.
better.
So I'm
Absolutely.
not just choosing anybody. What I realize is that my space is important. And I also know what my partner needs to look like in order for me to move the way I want to move in life. So I'm not just choosing anyone. I know that my partner has to be on the same mindset. I know he has to be a certain type of person to understand what I'm doing. I know he has to understand that this is actually a ministry and close to my heart. And so that's not going to be just anybody. So
Right.
don't think because we're not in relationships that we don't know what it takes to be in relationships. And don't think also because we're not in relationships that we can't teach you. We do have the skill and the ability to help you realize the things you need to do in order to be successful.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you something through this particular journey. Guess what? I've been able to identify bullshit real fast,
Oh,
easy, y'all.
man, what you
And I
saying?
also know who I am, so that's another thing too. That's the advantage that I have. Again, being divorced more 4 years, about 4 years now, or a little bit over 4 years. I'm telling you something. My antennas and my knowing who and what I am, and I don't take. Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn who or what steps in front of me, what they look like. If the vibe doesn't feel right, if the conversation ain't even what it needs to be, hey, I ain't never had you, so I don't fear losing it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't fear
that's
losing it.
right.
And then two, also understand this. Understand this. I want to hit this point too. Michael Jordan was the best. Michael Jordan was the greatest player ever, right? In my opinion. Phil Jackson was an average coach. But guess what? Phil Jackson is one of the greatest coaches, but he wasn't the best player. But guess who he coached? Michael Jordan, right?
Right. Right.
So the Michael Jordan of date night doesn't mean that that I lack anything other than understanding who I am, and I create my own destiny. I would suggest, just by using that analogy, everybody needs to be their own Phil Jackson and the Michael Jordan in their own relationships, so they can find the greatest success when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
definitely want to tell everybody that the greatest is not always the best coach. Michael Jordan, even Magic Johnson, one of the greatest, was never the best coach. Right? He had his opportunity to coach, and it didn't work out for him. So I definitely want to say that. So this service is free. The services that we offer is free. One day it's gonna cost you. But guess what? This has definitely been a free message for everybody today.
Say that right there. And
Right,
my consultation is free. That's the only thing that's free for me,
right,
baby.
right, right, right,
I've worked too hard and I've learned, I've encountered
right.
too many skills to just be like here. But it is my goal and my passion to help you. So I'm not busting you upside the head, because what I do understand is once you get a fit, this is the thing. Once you've had a great relationship and you get a feel for what that feels like, you will always yearn and want that feeling, right?
Right.
You will always want that feeling.
I like
So
that.
once you've been in it, the people who've never had it, I can't tell you what to do, because you've never experienced, and you can never hardly understand what you've never experienced, right? That allows you to
Right,
create doubt, that allows you to have all these questions. And I'm gonna tell you now, that's not my client. And I don't
right,
even care. I'm not trying to make it hard for me to try to make you understand what you're missing. That's not my thing.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
open for people who are open to understand that this is one of the best chances for them to get what they want.
yeah. I wanted to touch this. I want to say something about this too. It's I prefer to learn from those that walking the walk. I agree. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Me too, right? It's hard for me to follow somebody to say I know this just because they spent the night at the Holiday Inn, right? The old commercial. Are you a doctor? No, but I slept at the Holiday Inn. You know what I
Right.
mean? What? Well, you ain't operated on no damn body.
You ain't doing
Right? You never
nothing.
operated on nobody. So
Right.
so who are you? So who are you to try to tell me if you haven't walked my shoes? and I don't disagree with doctors and coaches that don't. I get it, right? But the walk is so personal for those who are engaged in the conversation. It makes for a more engaging conversation. And so, just to kind of want to tie that up again, when you either get on these dating apps or you out on a date, even if it's the first date, have the conversation. The conversation again, ladies, one who talks the most loses. I'm gonna say this once again: one who talks the most loses. You want to make sure it's an even and balanced conversation. And also, the most biggest thing, if you decide to get on these particular dating apps, understand what you're paying for is what you're going to get.
That's what you're going to get.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
We have to do better as a culture of people about investing in the things that matter, not the bag, because we think the bag matter has no return. The bag has no return. The car has no return. You very seldom find people, that's buying the stock that comes with return, investing in things that have return. Culturally, we have not been that group of people. So therefore, anything that doesn't give us immediate gratification doesn't deserve our dollars. Okay, and we have been conditioned to think so. We have not been conditioned to invest and fly and water the investment. Okay, not only do you put the money there, but you also put the time, the effort, and the work into yourself there as well. That's too hard. And we don't want to do that. We want things for free, like we say, and easy. And anything that's free and easy oftentimes does not give you quality at all.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna do one other thing, but before I do that, that want to share anybody want to share just a quick story on their dating escapades on these apps. This real quick description on. I want to hear about it, and we can kind of touch on it. But before I do that too, I want to go ahead and just tell you a couple things. We're gonna go ahead and try to end it out by tell us something that you may have coming up, what you're doing that can help those who definitely want to get on these dating apps to be prepared to make sure they who they are before they get on these apps. Like, is it anything that you can offer or something or a piece of advice you can give for those who are still on these apps?
So the thing about the thing, if you're still on dating apps, because I still use dating apps, I use them for myself, and then I use them to find clients who are actually looking, right? And the best thing I can tell you is to first do your own work. Do whatever it is this is so important. I know people don't understand it, but do your own work first, which means know what you're looking for. Be the person that, so know what you're looking for and who you're looking for, and then be the person that who you're looking for is looking for. Okay, so we'll be talking about we want a person that does this, whatever that is. Okay, what type of person would that person be looking for? Are you that person? Okay,
Right.
Being a man or being a woman does not entitle you to somebody else's time. Your existence does not entitle you to somebody else's time. There is something you have to bring to that table that y'all hate to talk about. You do have to come with something, ladies. You do, gentlemen. You do, but you have to come with something. Nobody's coming to pick you up for nothing when you have no value for them. Okay, so when you get on this dating app, you've already decided you're already a solid person. Right, you are good investment. You are good stock. Okay, now that you're good stock, do not waver from what you're looking for. Be okay with saying, nope, that's not the one. Nope, that's not the one. Oh, he fine. Oh, she fine. But nope, that's not the one. Please move beyond your eyes. Okay, I know that requires some adulting. I get it. I get it.
I got some wayward eyes, y'all. I'm sorry, my eyes be wayward in the moment.
I get it. I do get it. Right. But I will say this: the older you get, or let's say the more intentional you get, your eyes become less of your decision maker.
Yeah, I wanted definitely, and I see Miss Keisha Nicole put it. I was going to definitely touch on this right here. It says exactly, be a mirror of what you want. Can't expect someone else to check all the boxes and you don't. Absolutely. Miss Francis says, such a great point. I've always felt like, why would I pay for a matchmaker or coach? I appreciate the different perspectives. You get what you pay for. I definitely want to definitely touch on that the one before this one, because I think that it's two things that we can fall into, especially throughout our searches, right? Whether it be dating apps, coaches, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's two things. And I've used this analogy before, and I'm gonna use it again today. You got to keep plugging away. The thing you want most in life, whether it be dating, whether it be whatever, right? It's going to test you, right? It's going to test you to see what it is, right? Anything that you want that's worth having is going to test you, right?
Yeah.
Believe me, if it's testing you, that means you're getting close to your destination, right?
That's it, Mark. That's
Got
it.
to keep
100.
you got to. I know it's hard. It's not easy, y'all. Have your moment. Have your moment to yourself. Take your time out. If you ever get discouraged, take your time out. Whatever you need to do, and time out will be getting your mind off of the situation. Let's say that. Get your mind off the situation. Find something to do, and then get back in. Right. For every no, you're getting close to a yes. That's everything in life, right?
Yeah.
We definitely have to do that, because what you don't want to do, you don't want to reprogram your mind that it sucks, because it's going to continue to suck.
Yeah.
Right.
Mark, that dating hiatus and before I forget, that dating
Go ahead.
hiatus is what I call it. It's important because it's a reset button.
It's a
Like
reset
I've
button.
taken it. It's a reset button. It actually not only does it reset yourself, but it resets your environment of potential. So
Right.
stepping back clears your energy and the atmosphere. It
In the
really does.
atmosphere.
So if you're not getting or the results that you want, step back. It is actually a reset button for you.
Also, if you're running into a whole bunch of people, uh, first thing first, see if that's you. See if it's you. Right. See if it's you. If it's not you, then let's move to the next phase and just keep plugging away. I definitely say
Right.
that.
Yes.
I definitely want to.
Keep plugging away.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're right. Keep going. Keep
Keep
going. You
going.
have to remember the dating app, you're meeting more people than you would meet regularly, right? So you're going to have to go through more people. Just go through them though. Don't waste time in them. Don't I think our biggest thing is wasting time in places that we know don't fit us. You know what I'm saying? You know them jeans don't fit. Take them off and try on the next size. Like stop wasting time in places you know that don't fit you. Don't keep trying to pull them up or get an extra rubber band and put a belt in the waist. Don't do it. They don't fit. Take them off, right? Go to the next. And we have to be doing the same thing. This is not it. And when you realize it, let it go. Quit trying to fix it. Quit trying to adjust it. Go to the next.
Right. Right. You know, you can't go to the fellas. You know, I'm testing fellas. The chance of you finding a wife in the strip club is very minimal. Right. Ladies.
Environment plays a big part.
Right. Environment. Come on now. Like, watch where you go. Right. But look, let me ask you a question. This is kind of random, but on the same thing about where you go. Answer this, Team Marie, because this is the thing that I could never understand. Right? Help me. Okay, so from a woman, okay, and it's mostly, I would probably say this would probably be more so for women and men. Are there cases of this? Yes, but question: why is it that when women say they're looking for a certain thing, like for instance, right? If let's just say some women say they want a Christian man, right? A man that all these things, right? Why do some women look outside of their church for that particular man? Like, what's going on that they don't stay within their environment? We're talking about environment now. I'm trying to understand why, if you want a certain type of dude, why isn't that dude where you are? We travel outside. Here's a catch to that. We travel outside to find what we want when it's right in front of you. Because I would think if you want someone that you desire and Christian man is your thing, why you can't just stay? Why aren't women standing in the church they at? Why they go outside their own environment?
So let's talk about, first of all, are you in church? Right? Is that your environment? Because everybody that say they want a Christian man may not even be in church or have a relationship or have a home church or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you want a Christian man, but first of all, how's your faith actually set up? 2, do you have a church home? Do you have a place that you actually go for worship? Because if you have a place that you actually go for worship, then there's no reason for you to be looking. I'm not gonna say there's no reason for you to be open to looking outside of that place, but there's gonna be some men in that space, right? That should be suitable for you to date. And if there's no suitable men in that space, you might want to think about changing that space, right? So if you're saying ain't no good men in my church,
or they say they married. I hear they married already. They,
there's
I don't
so
know what
many
other
singles ministries though. Like, have you see? So here's the other part that we don't do. We don't create environments. We're so busy waiting for environments. We don't create environments. All right. So if you're looking for are you at a church that actually has a singles ministry? If they don't, have you talked to somebody about doing a singles ministry? You see what I'm talking about? I'm talking about creating environments here. People think that the only place that you can find people are, with clubs or whatever. But people forget to meet people in Whole Foods and amazing grocery stores. Like, these are places you can walk when you're at Walmart or Target, with keeping your eyes open for people that are in the same space as you are. I'm a big fan of Home Depot and Lowe's, right? All those aren't just only married men. They're also single contractors and single homeowners that are in there. Or have you thought about going to the 100 Black Men of Atlanta? Have you thought about going to these museums that have these different things curated for the type of ideas that that you would find these men? You know what I'm saying? What we're not doing is opening up. We're looking for convenience when it comes to meeting people, and not creating or looking for the opportunities to meet the type of people that we're looking for. So now you have to start taking the opportunity to start looking for people. You have to think about the type of person that you're looking for and find out where that person would be, right? And go to that place.
Right.
So many things, festivals, and so many meetings, Atlanta is full of networks and political things. Like, it's so full of groups of types of people that there's no reason that you still should be looking at a club or a bar to meet someone.
Right. I like this comment right here. She's Miss White. She said, people most times are not in their right environment because they're insecure or don't feel worthy or feel acceptable while they're in that arena. That's an
That's the
interesting
work
point.
that they should do prior to. If you don't feel worthy of the type of person that you're looking for, then you need to step back and find out why you feel that way.
Right. So, T. Marie, before we close, tell us what you got going on, man. What you got going on? You got anything coming up for everybody to help kind of create an environment?
My birthday right now. My birthday.
Wait about
Just my birthday right now. I am working. My birthday is actually Wednesday, but we're going to go over to this gather over here at the patio in Snellville and had an amazing time Sunday. So if you want to join us, you guys could definitely come. I know Mark is going to be there, but it's going to be something super dope. Don't come because I don't do regular. So come cute now. Y'all know I don't play no games. So come real, be cute. And here's the thing. I create opportunities for you to meet other people. I never put you in spaces where you can't meet people. That's one of the things that I do when it comes to curating spaces and things. So if I'm having something, you can meet somebody there. Okay. So just know that. We are going to be celebrating in June. Is Men's Month for me. So I will be actually having an event that celebrates men called Love, Life, and Manifest, where we will celebrate some amazing men. So maybe somebody that's on this podcast might be getting an invitation. I don't know. But, we're going to honor and celebrate some amazing men that are doing great things in their environment and their community. So we're excited about that. And that's going to be June 30th. And got some singles events that I'm working on for August, September. So I need you guys to stay tuned, because everything that I've been doing is creating atmosphere for you to meet the type of people that you're looking for. Okay. So
absolutely.
Come cute.
Absolutely. Right. So I'm gonna say this. So all right. So things I have coming up, I'll definitely say okay, so guess what? So me and Elam, I got Elam King coming on next week. We're doing this thing. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I got two things going next week, right? I got two interesting topics and shows, right? back-to-back nights, Tuesday and Wednesday. So basically, the first night, we're doing a book club, y'all. I think if everybody remember this particular couple was on here. Can y'all see that? Naughty for nice, right? I got all these these lights and stuff. This particular book, we're gonna actually do a book reading, right? And this particular reading, I'm gonna have like a book club on date night. So what I'm gonna do is I want to have the author of this book. So real quick backstory. So this particular couple made each other under the unusual circumstances of she was married. And she met another person, which is another woman. She left her husband to be with the woman, right? They got married. They're happy. They wrote this book, Naughty for Nice, right? It's Amazon, Naughty for Nice. We're gonna actually read it. This book is roughly about, y'all. Honestly, I ain't even got my dang readers on, but it's about 65 to 70 pages, right? I'm gonna have to blow this up. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna actually have everybody's gonna actually read the favorite passage in the book, right?
Okay.
And then it's gonna give you an idea. Buy it. It's on Amazon. It's only like $20. Really good book. We're gonna actually read this book, discuss it. Naughty for Nice on Tuesday, and then tune in. And then Wednesday, me and Mr. King, we're gonna have this special thing called. Okay, so we understand that there's a lot of independent women out there. We appreciate the work y'all do. Hey, I love y'all handling your business without these no good niggas, right? But I will say this particular session will be the programming on how it started, right? We've been working on this for almost 2 months, y'all. So this is not just brothers just coming up here. We're gonna have facts, we're gonna have information, we're gonna have how it was all orchestrated. We're gonna say where it started, where we at, and how can we get it. It's gonna be a 2-part series, right? It's very interesting, very informative. We're gonna actually put up information. It's not gonna be opinionated based. If I tell you what it is, I'm gonna show you where it's at, right? And you can look and see. Because here's the thing: we have to understand that that the way the world operates is that there is we can all agree that there is definitely a separation between men and women of our particular race, right? For a reason.
Correct.
We got to understand it was orchestrated, right? Absolutely. We cannot say we just one day decided we ain't like each other. It didn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to actually show on how that was actually programmed into the mindsets of both parts. It's not just a woman thing. It's a man thing too, because there has to be a level of respect that is given to women too as well, right? In order for the respect to reflect back to the man. Okay, so we all wrong, right? And so we're gonna actually go through that, and we're gonna actually pull some articles. We even got some music that we're gonna show how detrimental that mindset was. It took us about 2 months to get it together. We finally got it together, y'all, and we're gonna dig in on Wednesday. All right?
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
It's gonna be nice.
It's necessary. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
And also, this is my last thing. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I got a feeling I've never plugged a show like I've gonna plug this date night summer party, y'all. Y'all listen. I would love, right, for women, right? You got the opportunity to get in your girl group and actually have a guy sit in, right? Actually have a guy sit into this girl group so we can have a conversation. Now, I'm gonna tell you the last feedback of the ladies that I had, that I actually got a call back. They were in Vegas. We did the call on last Thursday. I received the call on Friday. These particular women, they were friends for over 7, and 8. You know, it's long, lengthy relationships. And by the time we hung up, we was on here for 4 hours. I don't want to do another 4 hour, but we had fun. But my point in saying that is that when they called me, they was like, you know what, Mark, that really helped us understand where we were as friends, right? What I thought I knew, I didn't know, they were able to talk about it, and it actually bonded their friendship even more.
Wow,
right? So I want to continue to do that, right? And the only way I can do it is to have 2 or more women, right, reach out to me. Y'all set y'all little stuff up. Y'all have y'all fun. We're gonna have fun. It's no drill session. I promise you, I won't. embarrass anybody. I'm not about embarrassing anybody, but I'm gonna make your ass think. You ain't gonna be able to throw nothing out and think I'm just gonna let you roll with it, because I'm not. But we're gonna actually get down to the root of it. You're gonna actually understand more so about yourself and also your friends as well. So date night, summer party, Team Marie, you got to get some of the girls together.
I gotta do it. You know, I'm down for it. I gotta do it. And some wine
and everything. And some wine.
Yeah.
It's be fun. Everybody in one. We ain't got to do split. It's gonna be me and everybody else in their on their own environment, loose. Now they had their own pajamas and everything they bought. Y'all ain't asking nobody to put no pajamas on, but they had their own stuff
I
on.
think that's a good idea. I like that. That was very, very cute. I did like that. Yeah.
Right. So we'll do that. We'll do that soon. As soon as I get a couple more women to want to sit out, and I promise you, I won't embarrass you. I won't make sure you'll be able to keep your job the next day. So, other than that, I appreciate everybody's time, and we appreciate you for joining. I think there was some great information, Team Marie.
Yeah.
The dating app, definitely is not about the app. It's about on how we actually are able to make sure that we're in a great space to even introduce ourselves, whether it be an app or anywhere else. That starts first, understanding about just to recap. Also understand that you pay for what you get. Mm-hmm. All right, you pay for what you get. Keep that in mind. And other than that, you guys have a great weekend. We will be a Tuesday. T. Marie said we partying on Sunday.
On Sunday, it's a day party, so it's 3 to 7 or until. But yeah, come, because it's gonna be y'all. I promise, it's gonna be one for the books. So come on outside.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Driver.
Oh Lord, look, don't call me. I'm just messing with you. Y'all have a good night. We appreciate your time. All right.
Bye.